Good morning. My name is Dan Stansel, and as head of the Electrical and Computer Engineering Department, it's my pleasure to welcome you to the Spring 2011 graduation ceremony. One of the things that I enjoy the most about the graduation ceremonies is the opportunity to meet and find out a little bit more about some of our most successful alumni. And I'm pleased that today we have with us Mr. Robert Kepley as our graduation speaker. Mr. Kepley is Senior Vice President of Engineering at Hughes Network Systems. He is responsible for the Hardware Engineering Department and manages the development of satellite-based products and systems for consumer, enterprise, and government markets. Over his 30-year career at Hughes, he has made numerous technical contributions in the areas of wireless and satellite products and services. Specifically, he was instrumental in the development of satellite-based telephone and video conferencing systems and the Hughes airplane telephone system. He led the development of multiple generations of DirecTV set-top boxes, and he currently leads the development of Hughes terminals, gateway equipment, and government systems and products. Mr. Kepley joined Hughes in 1981 as a member of the technical staff in the Corporate Research Center. With a background in signal processing and information theory, he was responsible for researching video and audio compression algorithms. Since 1985, he has held a variety of technical and management positions within engineering at Hughes. Mr. Kepley received his Bachelor of Science and Master of Science degrees in electrical engineering from North Carolina State University. He is co-inventor of a number of patents in electronics and communication systems and has authored and published technical papers. It's my pleasure to welcome as our graduation speaker, Mr. Robert Kepley.
Thank you. Thank you. You can tell I'm not used to wearing one of these tassels. Thank you, Dr. Stansel, ECE faculty, and the class of 2011. It's a real privilege for me to be here today with you on this very special day, the graduation of the ECE class of 2011. Congratulations, and I'd like you to give yourselves a well-deserved hand. I may be a little biased, but speaking as a hiring manager of an engineering-centric communications company, I can tell you without a doubt that you have made a great decision to obtain your engineering degree from NC State University. You have attended an outstanding university, an outstanding engineering school, and you are now well prepared to compete in the global marketplace and make major contributions to the advancement of technology. So you have been in school for many years now, some of you, and today I'd like to take a few minutes of your time to talk to you about your future as an engineer, sharing some of my experiences and observations along the way. First, a little background. My dad was about as proud as he could be that he got his degree from NC State as well. He received his BSME degree from NC State in 1959 and went on to have a successful engineering career at R.J. Reynolds, designing processes and eventually leading the project management group. He was an engineer through and through. I remember I could tell when he was about to design something or fix something around the house. I would see him sitting at a table with grid paper, ruler, mechanical pencil, and a calculator. He loved to tell stories and jokes, but when he wanted to impress me, he would quote some relevant trigonometry fact or thermodynamic equation that he had learned at NC State and tell me that he had already forgotten more than I would ever know. As a kid, I guess that's where I got my love for NC State and my desire to become an engineer. I knew there was no other school I wanted to attend other than NC State. It doesn't seem that long ago, but it's been over 30 years since I was sitting at my commencement ceremony over at Reynolds Coliseum. I had no idea what to expect in the real world with a full-time job and a career. What was a career? Sure, I had worked summer jobs at Old Salem as a blacksmith. That was fun, but not very challenging. I had worked as an electrician's helper at R.J. Reynolds. That was hard and dirty work. I knew these were careers I did not want. I was lucky enough to land a job at a leading-edge satellite communications company working for one of my previous NC State instructors, Dr. Ray Stroh, and a former NC State graduate and distinguished alumni, Mr. Tom McPherson. These two gentlemen had kept in touch with the university and found me through my advisors, former ECE head and Professor Emeritus Dr. Till Glisson and Professor Emeritus Dr. Ben O'Neill. The company was relatively young, only about 8 years old when I started, and was researching and designing digital systems for communicating over satellite. Just to give you a feel, the World Wide Web was not really available to the public. There were no PCs, and microcomputer kits were very rare, and this company was designing cutting-edge digital communication systems for satellites. Who's counting, but after 30 years and almost 5 months, and soon to be 5 company owner changes, I'm still at that same company leading engineering research and development into digital satellite systems and still having a blast. As an ECE graduate from NC State, what can you expect in the marketplace? Well, it is a global competitive marketplace. The USA graduates on the order of about 100,000 engineering graduates per year, while China and India graduate 1 million each. So you are part of an elite workforce here in the US. How does the USA compete in high technologies in this connected worldwide market? Well, US companies invest a lot of money in R&D. I have worked with many companies around the world, and while some manufacturing and well-defined design jobs are outsourced to China and India, a lot of the critical market-oriented R&D jobs are not. The U.S. also offers very good legal protection for intellectual property, and which is critical to U.S. companies. Altogether, these actually bode well for your future. The U.S. economy is growing. Some ups and downs, but it's growing. And companies are hiring. The unemployment rate is improving. The Fed expects the company's GDP to grow at over 3% this year. And predictions for 2011 call for higher corporate and government investment in engineering-based R&D across almost all sectors. You will have choices. Should you work for a large company or a small company? Should you go into government work? Well, small companies offer the potential for high reward, but with a higher risk than larger companies. They demand a lot and expect a lot from each individual to make major contributions. Larger companies, on the other hand, offer a more stable environment with good pay and reasonable challenges and expectations. The benefits are good, including 401k and other group benefits. Historically, government jobs, including major government contractors, tend to be the most stable, with less risk and therefore pay, but benefits are very good, including in a lot of cases, pension plans. Work includes complex processes and to show compliance with law and government regulations. There are really no bad choices. It's up to you to choose the risk versus reward that suits you best. In your studies at NC State, you have no doubt been influenced by your professors, advisors, and fellow students. I am sure that there are a few of them that stand out in your mind, people that have made a significant difference in your interests, direction, and in your growth as an engineer. In a word, mentors. Keep in touch with them. My mom tells a story, which of course I deny, where her son struggled in math and most other subjects throughout elementary, middle, and junior high schools. She was afraid this would continue through high school until one day as a junior, I brought home an A in algebra. To being accused of not doing the right thing, I explained that my teacher was excellent and spent as much time as it took explaining the material. In addition to being a good math instructor, she was also very good at teaching good study habits, homework, test preparation, etc. This was a major turning point in my life and positively influenced my high school education to the point that my grades and SAT scores were good enough to be accepted into the School of Engineering at NC State. In the first few years at NC State, my grades were not great. Then I sought the help from a student down the hall from me in Gold Dorm. His name was John Allen. This soon-to-be very good friend of mine helped me with math and EE problems. I noticed he took meticulous class notes, rewrote his notes after every class using a straight edge for graphs and a template for transistors and other EE symbols, and worked every homework problem. His study habits were incredible. Again, I learned from this person, changed my study habits, and soon I began to make excellent grades. This carried over to my all-coursework MSEE degree, resulting in a 4.0 GPA in graduate school. I've encountered influential people over and over again throughout my working life as well, resulting in life lessons that have carried me to new levels in my career. Throughout your engineering career, there will be very special people, people that have a profound impact on your life, that influence the very direction that you take. I encourage you to seek out these experts, these advisors. This will be a very important part of your successful journey in engineering. I've also found it useful to create a career plan for myself, one with long-term goals, but with short-term tasks and milestones. I was aggressive but realistic. I pushed and challenged myself. I kept it technical at first, with an initial focus on technological achievements and things that I wanted to learn. There will be several phases that you go through in your engineering career. In the initial 5 years or so, as a junior engineer, you will get your feet wet working with senior engineering mentor on technology and process. In the 5 to 10 year phase, you will become a substantial technical contributor on products and systems, researching and designing as a member of a team. At this point, you will have the training, knowledge, and experience to make significant contributions. In your senior engineering phase, 10 to 20 years and beyond, you will lead product and system development, lead technology advances, technical teams, and actually mentor junior engineers. At this point, there will be an opportunity to move into management. At high technology companies, this is still a very technical position with added responsibilities of technical direction, team leadership, people, and budget management. It's up to you to plan a career path, but the key to success is mapping out a plan, challenging oneself, and making periodic reassessments. I've seen engineers move from company to company in search of the right place with the right opportunities and the right salary. There are many good reasons for changing companies, but I have seen some engineers make a bad move for money and then wish they had not done so. If you find a great company with interesting technology and opportunities, don't feel that you have to move for advancement or salary. The advantages of establishing yourself at a company are numerous. You become more and more valuable. You know how to get things done within the company, their processes and procedures. You know who the experts are. You know who and how to influence a decision or direction. You are expert at the technology and the products of that company. Sure, you're valuable as a seasoned engineer. You could easily move to another company for money or advancement, but to some extent you start overproving yourself and growing your value at another company. Again, there's no bad reason for moving, but there are reasons for moving, but there are bad ones as well. I've always believed that if you work hard and stay at the top of your technical field, recognition, advancement, and money will come. Above all, find a job that you enjoy, one that you look forward to most days, one that encourages and challenges you, one that gives you a sense of purpose and meaning. If you do that, I am confident that you will have a satisfying and successful career. One of the most important attributes you have as a graduate from NC State is that you are a problem solver. You know you have been well trained on how to approach a problem, how to break it down, and you have the technical skills and tools to solve even the toughest technical challenges. However, technology continues to advance. When I started at NC State, we actually learned to use a slide rule in chemistry class. You've probably never seen one. When I took my computer programming course, Fortran, we used punch cards and ran batch jobs. I remember the happy day when I got my first TI-59 programmable calculator and used it on an exam in EE 533 to solve an integrated circuit problem. I remember seeing the first computer lab in Daniels Hall a few years after I graduated. Today, robots can be seen roaming the halls of EB2 outside of ECE 306. Technology continues to advance at an astronomical pace. I know you don't want to hear it, but you must continue to study, learn, advance, and grow. Take the initiative to grow technically. Get your next degree if you choose, but at a minimum, continue to take courses, attend conferences, and self-study. Do the best you can at everything you do. The most successful engineers take advantage of an assignment and use it as a new learning experience, researching and studying the technology, going way beyond the assignment to know everything there is to know about it, and to design the most advanced and competitive products possible. So, go forth, continue to grow with the help of your mentors, seek a career with meaning, continue to learn, and by all means strive to make a positive difference. And always go Wolfpack.